Hi, my name is Abdul Mutawassa. My student ID is 230-24078, and my group members are Asad Bilal, Nabil Ahmed, and Sabaniza. Today, our topic for research is proposal for GDP growth and poverty alleviation in Pakistan through SME development, a strategic approach to economic empowerment. Next slide, please. So, we got our introductions, table of contents topic, everything here. So these are the relation between GDP and poverty, Pakistan GDP growth and poverty paradox, obstacles to GDP growth in Pakistan. I'm going to explain these, and we got these proposed solutions: A three phase SME-led growth strategies, why Vietnam and Korea, and other members considered and rejected. And ration one for adopting, not copying models, conclusion and closing certainty, final and thoughts and next steps and references. These are our table of contents. So we're gonna discuss everything in detail. Next slide. So this section is introduction and speakers notes. Actually, we got our introductions and the members' contributions. And you can see in the slides who is contributing, how much in the slides and everything is there in detail. Next slide. So we can start with the introduction. First of all, overview. I'm going to discuss that Pakistan is at critical conjunction with sustaining GDP growth and elevation poverty are paramount for social economic stability. So this actually, before starting introduction, let me deliver something that we're going to present some roadmap to unlock Pakistan economic potential through SME development. Despite contributing 40% to GDP, SMEs face systematic barriers, limit their impact on poverty reduction. Our proposal draws lessons from global success stories while adapting to Pakistan's unique challenges. So these are going to be discussed. And for the introduction, I'm carrying on in the introduction. The country faces numerous challenges that hinders economic progress, including structural inefficiencies, political instability, and limited industrial diversification. This proposal aims to address these issues by focus on the development of small and the medium enterprise SMEs in Pakistan, which have potential to drive significant economic growth and reduce poverty. So we got some key points like in challenging in GDP growth and poverty alleviation, Pakistan struggle with maintaining consistent GDP growth and reducing poverty level, which is the major issue. And other major obstacle like structural inefficiency, political instability, and limited industrial diversification and significant barrier to economic progress. So this is one of the main highlighted key point in also. So we're gonna discuss this and SME development as a solution. Empowering SMEs can provide sustainable path to economical growth and poverty alleviation, drawing on successful models from other countries. So we got these things to be discussed in the introduction, which I introduced to you. And Pakistan, some key points like Pakistan GDP growth 3.6% has not translated into poverty reduction. And 42.3% still live below 3.65 per day dollar. This paradox stems from structural inefficiencies in the SME sector. Our analysis focuses on actionable targeting policymakers in the Ministry of Industries and Planning transition. To understand why SMEs are pivotal, let's examine the next slide, which is GDP poverty nexus. Next slide, please. So here we got a relationship between GDP and poverty. So first of all, understanding the relation between GDP growth and poverty. Elevation is crucial for formulating effective economic policy. GDP growth is often seen as a key driver of poverty reduction, as it leads to increased employment opportunity, high income levels, and improved living standards. So we got some key points of this also, like economical growth and employment. As GDP grows, business expands. This is the one key point there. If GDP grows, business automatically expands, like creating more job opportunity. If a country, like if we're talking about Pakistan, its GDP is going high. Of course, business are expanding, and like this condition will be more not much critical for creating job opportunity. This will increase employment, help lift people out of poverty. So this is a good initial. And income levels and living standard. Higher GDP typical leads to higher income levels. This is the straight away points that higher income, higher GDP, which improve living standards and reduce poverty. This report from IMF 2024. Investment in capital like economic growth allows for greater investment for in education, healthcare, other social services which are essential for long-term poverty alleviation. Poverty reduction, stronger labor markets and income levels to reduce labor. So we got the some globally 1% GDP growth reduces poverty by 0.5% in Pakistan. These are the data-driven insights. This link is broken to low SME production. For example, like Vietnam SME reforms boosted GDP growth to 7.1% while cutting poverty to 4.8%. This is from World Bank 2023 report. Like next slide, please. Nah. Pakistan GDP isn't reducing poverty. Why? It's a question. Like 42 of Pakistanis live below 3.65 per day despite SME contributing 40% to GDP. Paradox explanation and structure issues. So we have some key points also like critical stacks. Why? SME employs 78% of non-agriculture workers, but contribute only 8% to export, a key inefficiency. And this is the critical stats that SME employs 78% of non-agriculture workers, but contribute only just 8% to export. This is very critical factor in this Pakistan paradox. And second one is energy outages cost SMEs 15 to 20% in lost productivity. So rhetorical question is why is Pakistan SME sector underperforming? Let's discuss the obstacle, which will be discussed by my colleague Nabil Ahmed. So he will discuss the further slide. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Nabil Ahmed. So, my main topic is SME challenges and global lessons. So, how Pakistan can draw valuable lessons from successes of Vietnam and South Korea in SME led economic growth. SMEs are the backbones of any thriving economy. And for Pakistan, leveraging their potential could be transformative. Countries like Vietnam and South Korea started from similar challenges but achieved remarkable growth by prioritizing SME development. And let's explore how Pakistan can adopt these strategies. So, to harness the power of SMEs, we propose a three-phase strategy. The first phase, spanning, is from 1 to 3 years, focusing on strengthening SME foundation. This includes upgrading credit systems, environmental assets, and equity framework. For instance, the UK Securities and Exchange Commission's models for SME credit could serve as a blueprint for Pakistan. By addressing these fundamental, Pakistan can create a stable ecosystem for SMEs to thrive. And in the second phase, the which is lasting from 3 to 5 years, shifts towards exports and retail expansion. Here, SME would be equipped to compete globally, leveraging trade agreements and market access. In the third phase, invest in vocational training aligned with industry's needs and provide tax incentives for SME innovations to build a skilled workforce and support long term competitiveness. The case study, the which is case study is Vietnam and South Korea. Now let's look at the real world example of Vietnam and South Korea. Vietnam's story is particularly inspiring. Like Pakistan, it began with agrarian economy and young force, but by implementing SME credit guarantees and strategic trade pacts supported by institutions like Asian Development Bank, Vietnam transformed into a global export hub. Whereas in South Korea, on the other hand, relied on heavily relied on state support, including subsidies and institutional backing for SMEs. However, Pakistan's fiscal constraint make this model challenging to replicate. Yet we can adopt certain principles such as fostering public-private partnerships and targeted incentives. As you this table shows the key differences. Vietnam's focuses on credit guarantees versus South Korea state-driven approach. For Pakistan, the takeaway is to blend these lessons, prioritize credit accessibility while innovating within our fiscal limits. Why Vietnam and South Korea? So, why should Pakistan look to these nations? Because their journeys prove that systemic support for SME can drive exponential growth. Vietnam's pragmatic policies and South Korea's state led initiatives offer a roadmap, but Pakistan must tailor these to its unique contents. For instance, instead of large subsidies, we could explore microfinance innovations or diaspora investments. And my other topics will be presented by my other fellow colleague Nisa, and she will explain the other models as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabil. The other models are the considered other countries and why we rejected. We also evaluate models from countries like Bangladesh and India, but rejected them due to mismatch in scale, governance, or digital infrastructure. These models work well in their respective context, but would face significant challenges in Pakistan without major structural overhauls. Like the why we rejected these models. Reason for rejection: microfinance in Bangladesh is that too small scale to drive industrial growth and necessary for significant GDP improvement. Like we can see, the 20% rate uh, that is very high for Pakistan and limited structural impact. And like a digital push the India implemented in the country, this is also we rejected in for Pakistan. India digital infrastructure is robust, but Pakistan currently lack the necessary internet infrastructure to support similar initiatives. Pakistan Telecommunication Authority 2024, we face weak internet infrastructure like 59% and high data cost in Pakistan. This is due to lack of institutional support. Next slide, please. Like detailed rejection in a rational way. These slides outline the rationale behind rejecting certain models. For instance, some successful economic policies from developed countries depend on institutional framework and governance standards we are still working towards. Pakistan needs 4.2 billion in SME financing. 200 loans can't fuel the industrial growth. Moreover, overly complex digital solutions don't align well with our current digital penetration rates. Like Pakistan has a 59% broadband penetration rate, was India 80%, make them unfeasible. PTA approach 2023 and the 2024. Our approach needed to stay realistic and context aware. We used indicators like the corruption perception index and digital access statistics to filter our impractical options. This critical evaluation helps us focus on models that are both impactful and feasible in Pakistan. And next slide, please. We advocate for adopting the rationale for adopting not copying models rather than directly copying. Uh, Foreign models, for example, Vietnam Credit Fund can be piloted in Punjab, where the banking sector is stronger. South Korea's special economic zones are appealing but must include strong anti-corruption measures if implemented in Pakistan, considering our low CPI ramping 140 over 180. Adopting here means embedding transparency and accountability mechanism from the start. Our goal is to learn from successful models but tailor them to Pakistan unique challenges and opportunities. Thank you. The further slide Asad will discuss.
Thank you, Sabah. And we will discuss the unlocking Pakistan potential key economic strategies. Today, we will be discussing strategies to address Pakistan economic challenges and pave the way of sustainable development. The key challenges are Pakistan faces significant obstacles in achieving robust GDP growth and poverty reduction, and these challenges are rooted in structural issues that hinder economic diversification, political instability, and limited industrial diversification. The role of SME, actually small and medium enterprises are crucial to Pakistan economy, contributing approximately 40% to the GDP. And however, SMEs also faces some several challenges like limited access to finance, bureaucratic hurdles, and frequent power outages. So the lesson from development success stories, the development trajectories of Vietnam and South Korea offers valuable lessons, and their success was built on SME-led growth and demonstrating the potential of this approach. And Pakistan can draw the inspiration from their step-by-step strategies for sustainable economic development. Now, there are some recommendations like SME credit guarantee funds. To address the financing challenges faced by the SMEs, we recommend piloting an SME credit guarantee funds in Punjab. This pilot program will test and refine the credit guarantee models and reduce the risk of lenders and encourage them to provide more loans to SMEs. The goal is to create a scalable model for nationwide implementation. The next recommendation is National Skill Acceleration Program to address the skill gap and foster innovation, and we propose launching a National Skills Acceleration Program. And this program will establish vocational training partnerships and seek funding from European Union and World Bank to ensure sustainability and impact. The last recommendation is Prime Minister Task Force on Export Growth. To promote the export diversification and ensure transparent governance, we recommend establishing a Prime Minister Task Force on Export Growth. And this task force will oversee the development and ensure transparency and accountability in this process. So we have the conclusion. The Pakistan has the potential for significant economic growth in poverty reduction, and by addressing structural issues, supporting SMEs, and implementing targeted interventions, the country can achieve sustainable development. Next slide, please. Acknowledging uncertainty. It is important to recognize that our path to development is not perfectly predictable. So here are some challenges. Implementation risk. Putting these solutions into practice won't be easy, and we might face resistance from the people who don't want things to be changed. Slow down the cause by bureaucracy and limited funding. So we need to plan carefully and get everything involved and make the most of our resources to overcome these risks. And other challenges are economic volatility. The economy can change quickly. We need to think about how things like market change could affect our plan. And things like changes in prices, inflations, and how investors feel can play a vital role. So we need to be flexible and have backup plans. And also there is a political instability in the country. Changes in the government and political situations can disrupt our plans. And there are also some external factors like technological advancement. Technology can play a big role, but it can also create a problems. So we need to be figure out how we can use these technologies. Policy changes. So the policy needs to be changes as the world changes. So we need to be ready to adjust our plans. Global trends, like global issues like changes in the trade in the world economy can affect us. So we need to understand these trends and how they might impact the Pakistan plans. Next slide, please. So there are the final thoughts. To wrap up, let's reiterate the core message. The SMEs are crucial for the Pakistan economy, and they are not just businesses, they are engine to growth and poverty. So we've seen how other countries like Vietnam and South Korea have successfully harnessed SME potential, so we can adopt their strategies. The next step is looking ahead. We have a clear set of actions to move forward. First, we launch a pilot program for the SME credit guarantee funds in Punjab. Second, we will establish National Acceleration Program, with the support of the European Union and World Bank. And at last, we will create a Prime Minister task force on export growth. And this task force will be instrumental in driving export diversification strategies and ensuring transparent governance. Thank you.